None of us will ever be the same. I was watching this video, and this lady, she was talking, she was giving a motivational speech. They said, "Well, I like who you used to be. I like who you used to be." Oopsie. Oh, goodness gracious. No. I, I'm trying to get this cord. I'm trying to get this cord, you all. I'm trying to get this cord. None of us is going to be this. Can I get this going? None of us will be the same. So I was watching and listening to this motivational speech this lady was giving. And she was talking, and she's talking about change. And they said, "But I like who you used to be. Go back to being who you used to be." She said, "You don't understand. Yesterday is gone. Today is yesterday. Today is the day, a different day. Tomorrow will be another different day. I'll never go back to being who I used to be because I'm not that person who I used to be. Things have changed. My life has changed." And she gave the description. She gave the analogy, when you're a baby, you crawl. Then you walk. That's evolution. You're changing. You're not going to crawl your whole entire life. No, you're going to change. You're going to learn how to walk. You're going to learn how to run. It's just like when you're in school, you're in the kindergarten. You're in the first grade, second grade, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. You're a freshman, you're a sophomore, you're a junior, you're a senior. Then you go off, you get an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD. It's constant change. None of us, I don't know a single person on the face of the earth who is still the same they were when they was a baby, when they was a child, when they were a teenager, when they were a young adult. I don't know a single person who has not changed in one way or another. I don't. You've got to change. Change is a part of life. And everything that you go through in this world, it's going to change you. And a lot of people have to change. That's the only way they're going to survive, is if they learn to change. You can't be the same person you used to be, or you're not going to survive in this ever-changing world. You're not. You're not going to be able to progress. You're not going to be able to grow. You're not going to be able to expand your mind up there. You're not going to be able to do it. Change is a part of life. Change does not always have to be viewed as bad. It does not have to be viewed as bad at all. In fact, change is good. Change is good for a lot of people. So if someone ever tells you, "Well, I like the way you were," why don't you go back to being who you were? "But I'm not that same person. You don't know what I've been through." You can tell people that. "You don't know what I've been through. It's the circumstances and the situations that I've been through in my life that made me into who I am. It's the people I've met along this way. It's the lessons I've learned. It's the failures. It's everything. It's everything that molds and shapes us into who we are today." Do not let somebody try to hold you down and suppress you and say, "You know what, you need to go back to how you used to be." Then that person's gone. That person's gone. If you're watching me, you know you're not that person no more. You're not that person anymore that you used to be. Nor do you want to go back and be, for a lot of people, that person that you used to be, especially if that person that you used to be is not that strong person that you are now. Especially if that person that you used to be a doormat, and you're not that doormat no more. No, you don't want to go back and do that. You do not want to go back and repeat the past. You don't want to have to do that. You do not. You want to continue to go forward. Change. I don't know a single person on the face of the earth that has not changed. I don't know a single person, never heard of a single person that has remained in the same level their whole entire life. From the baby, from the child, from the teenager, to the young adult, to the person in the 30s, 40s, 50s. No. They're changing in some way. And life is really shaping and molding them into who they are today. No. See, it's okay. You don't have to go back and be somebody that you used to be, especially if you've come so far in this life and what you used to be no longer exists, because you had to grow beyond it. You had to learn to push through it in order to grow, in order to get to where you are today. No, change is inevitable. None of us are ever going to be the same. We're not. We still got a lot of change that's coming, and it may not be very comfortable at all, the change that we are going to go through. It's going to push you to your limits. It's absolutely going to push you to your limits. I don't know a single person who wants to stay how they are, because that's not living. You're not living, you're existing. You're existing if you're not changing, okay? You're flatlining. That's how the lady put it. You're flatlining. You are flatlining. You're not going up. We can't even see a heartbeat. We can't see a heartbeat on this timeline, on your timeline. It's literally flatlined. No. You don't want to flatline, you all. You want to, like this. You want to be able to see that hill up ahead, and you want to climb that hill. You don't want to see that valley. Well, I think I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go way down here, and I'm just going to keep on going. You don't want to do that either. You want to go like this. You want to climb. You want to climb. You don't want to stay the same. You don't want to just flatline, because you're not going to grow. You've got to leave room for expansion within you. It's part of evolution. People don't like that word, but you're evolving. You are evolving because you're learning. You're learning as you go, and that's what this life is about. You learn as you grow. You learn to adapt. If you did not learn, if you did not grow beyond these terrible things that you've been through, if you did not learn how to get tough and stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself, if you did not learn how to do that, you wouldn't be where you are today. You'd still be stuck. You still would be stuck in those rundown situations, in those bad relationships, in the bad paying jobs and all of this kind of stuff. You'd still be stuck in a rut. If you did not change, your life would be the same. You're doing the same old thing day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. No. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. Change is a part of life. It's a healthy part of life. It's a healthy thing to do, to change. It's like, what's that thing? When I was a child, I thought like a child. I did things like a child, but when I became adult, I put the childish ways behind me. You've got to learn to mature. Okay, you can't be a baby your whole life. You cannot remain in the baby stage your whole life. And what's he say? I have to give you milk, not solid food. Milk, not solid food. Hello, it's time for you to get off the milk and start eating solid food. Start eating solid food. Start listening, start opening your eyes, start being able to reason within yourself, saying, no, change. I'm going to change. I know I got to change. I ain't going to make it. I got to do something different. I've got to do something different. It's okay to change your mind. It don't matter if you change your mind time and time again. It's okay to change your mind as long as you're changing it for the better. You don't want to go back. You don't want to go backwards. Oh, I think I'm going to go. Now, you really can't go back. I'm just going to tell you. Even if you were to go back in time, if I were to go back in time with what I know now, with who I am now, to myself years and years ago, I wouldn't even want to swap places with myself. I was thinking, you got to be kidding. You want me to forget about all I've done right here, all I've been through in my life, and go back and start over after what I know now? No. I'm not going to be that person. In fact, I'm not even going to be in that situation, because I know I'm much better than I was back then. I'm much better. Just like you. You're much better than you were back then. You don't want to go back and just trade places with your old self and not take any of your new self with you. You do not want to do it. Change is a part of life, and we're not all going to be the same. Things are not going to stay the same. We're not going to be the same before it's all said and done, because a lot more people are waking up and they're realizing, no, things are changing and I've got to change. I don't want to get left behind. I'm wearing my glasses so much, it's like, oh, you don't want to get left behind. You do not want to get left behind, because you refuse to change. You refuse to do things different. You refuse to learn and grow. You do not want to be left behind. You don't want to stagnate. You don't want to no, listen to me. We're not going to be the same. And those who are refusing to change, when this big change, when all these massive changes start really coming back to back, you're going to have to change, or you're not going to make it through the change, because that's what the change does. The change does not accept the person you are now. No, when that change comes, you're going to have to learn to adapt. Just like in the animal kingdom, You're going to have to learn to adapt in order to survive, because it's going to come down to the survival of the fittest. Okay? Survival of the fittest. And the weakest ones, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. Gina, that's a little harsh. I'm sorry, that's the truth. It's the truth. No, things are going to get rougher. Things are going to get a lot tougher going forward, because there's big change. And that big change is going to take a big you to face. You understand what I'm talking about? For those who don't want to change. The big changes that are coming is going to take a big you to face those big changes. You can't stay the small, teeny, tiny you. You have got to grow, whether you want to or not. You don't want to be a millimeter. You don't want to be a centimeter. You want to grow by inches, feet, yards, all of it. You want to grow. No, don't be a milliliter, a centimeter. No, you don't want to be that. You want to grow. You've got to grow for the big changes that are coming. You got to be the big girl. You got to be the big Bowie. You can't be the little babies. You cannot be the little babies. You're going to have to put your big girl panties on. You're going to have to put your big boy pants on. Okay, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to grow up and put your childish ways behind you. You can still be young at heart, but you're going to have to step into those big girl and big boy shoes. Because this world's a great big world, and it's going to get even bigger because of the big changes that are coming with it. And you've got to be well equipped on the inside of your being to face it. You've got to be well equipped. And that means a changing of your mind up here. You got to get that one mindset out of you. You do. We're not going to be the same when it's all said and done. We are not. Y'all, could you please give this video a thumbs up? If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're not going to be the same. I'm not the same. I'm not the same that I used to be when I was a child. I was very quiet. I wouldn't even open my mouth. I'm not that same person. I'm not the same person that I used to be years ago. I'm not. I'm stronger now than I ever have been in my life. And there's a lot of people on here who can say, I'm stronger now than I ever have been in my life. There's a lot of people on here who can say that. Why are you strong? Because of what you've been through, what you've learned, how you changed, and it wasn't just external. The change occurred on the inside of your being right there. That's where the change occurred to help you be the person that you are today. You don't want to be the person who can't stand up to change. Change can be very, very scary, very, very challenging. You've got to step up to that challenge. You've got to be prepared on the inside of you to grow in ways that make you might feel uncomfortable. You're going to have to grow beyond the uncomfortableness. It's not easy, especially if you're a person who does not like change, because you know what you're going to do. You're going to butt heads with it. You're going to be stubborn. You're going to be bullheaded. You're going to refuse to change. I'm not doing it. Nope, nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You will do it. You will do it, or you'll get left behind, and you'll be the only one left behind, because you'll see all the other people who did decide, I'm going to change because I'm going to survive this thing. I know I need to get stronger. I need to be more spiritually strong. I need to be more strong within my physical body. I need to be wiser. I've got to think more clearer. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to grow. And this may sound harsh for those who don't want to grow, but you're going to have to grow. You're not going to be able to stay the same. If you stay the same, you're going to get left behind. You're going to get left behind. You're not going to have the strength to go. You're not. The world's going to not, it's not going to wait for you. It's not going to give you a softer type of change. No, we're all getting the same dose. We got great big changes heading our way. People ain't going to get some people ain't going to get the little teeny tiny changes, and then the next level of change. No. We're all getting all great big massive change all at once. There's no, we're all getting it. That's why you got to be ready for it. That's why you got to be able to face it. You got to be the big boy, the big girl, to face that big change that is coming in your life. It's not going to be the same before it's all said and done. It's not. You are not going to be the same. You're not, and you know you're not. You don't want to sit there like a turtle who hides in their shell. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that turtle in the shell who hides their head in the shell. You don't want to be that, and you know you don't want to be that because it makes you feel uncomfortable. You wish that you could be able to get rid of that shell and be something different than that turtle closed up in the shell. Because in that shell, you feel like you're safe and secure, but you really don't like being like that. You really do wish that you were a lot stronger than you are now. You're going to have your chance to be that. You're going to have your chance. You're going to have lots of chances to come that comes your way. Big changes that are going to give you the chance to grow in ways that you could never imagine. And before it's all said and done, you're going to be really happy that you're no longer got your head stuck in that tortoise shell. You're going to be really happy that you think, wow, I don't even need that shell anymore. I'm ready for this change. In fact, keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. I got it. I got it. I'm looking forward to it. That's the person you want to be. You want to be ready and face it. Say, oh, is it coming? Oh, I'm ready. I am ready. And if I ain't ready, I'm going to make sure I'm ready before it's all said and done. It's about getting stronger with each change that comes into your life. If you do get stronger, I promise you, because you can't stay in that shell. You cannot stay in that shell with your head buried. It's not a place to be. It's dark and it's lonely in that shell. Very, very dark and lonely. You got to come out of it. But I don't like to come out of it. I was very timid. I was really, really timid and shy. Extreme introvert. I'm not that person no more. Why? Because I had to change. I had to change in order to make it this far in my life, in order to grow into the person that I am now. And I know I still got to change because I got more growing to do, just like a lot of people on here. You got to change because you got a lot more growing to do too. You do. We're not going to be the same. When it's all said and done, you're not going to be that person that you are now, even watching this video. And I can guarantee you right now, I'm not going to be the same person that I am now, because when tomorrow comes, I will have changed a little bit more. And when a month from now comes and a year from now comes, I'm going to change even more. You're going to change even more. And hopefully the change is for the better. That's what I'm shooting for, not a change for the worse. I'm talking about a change for the better on the inside. Just like you, that's what you want to do, a change for the better on the inside. Tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, however long you're on this earth, you want to continue to change for the better, to grow stronger on the inside, to face the challenges, the changes that are coming, because they're massive. They are massive changes. I'm going to go. I'm done. And don't take offense at that. When I say I'm going to go, I'm done. Yeah, that's how I'm ending the video. I am. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. It's around 6:45. And thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments. No, you don't got to go back to who you used to be, because you're not that person no more. You don't fit in them. You don't fit in those clothes anymore, and you don't fit in those shoes anymore. Those clothes and those shoes don't fit you now. You grew. Okay, you understand that? You don't need to have somebody go back to who they used to be, because they don't fit in the clothes and they don't fit in the shoes. And I promise you, they're not going to try to fit in those clothes that are too small and those shoes that are too small, because they grew out of them. They grew out of them. And they're not going to wear them again. They're going to have to get bigger clothes come next year and stuff like that, spiritually speaking. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Please give this video a thumbs up. And with that being said, I already said it. I'm going to say it again. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope to see you later. If I don't, have a wonderful rest of your evening. No, we're going to grow and we're going to change. And we're not going back to who we used to be, because that's yesterday. We don't live in yesterday. It's today and it's tomorrow, and the future's up ahead. We're not going back. We're going to continue to go forward. Love you.